back to C.O.G Music. I'm Steve, and this is part 4, the final part in the series of this ChIbanez DIY Guitar Kit that I got off of Temu. $64 when I bought it. Now, I've gone ahead and I strung it up. I used some Ernie Ball Super Slinky 9-gauge set. What I also did, in regards to, if you remember, I wasn't happy with the grinding and squeaking noise that the springs were making. You know, I had used all of the foam, the stick-on foam that came with the kit, but I did have some window insulation foam, which is the exact same thing. Sticky on one side. Over, a small piece underneath the L bracket for the tremolo system, all the way over here, and another one all the way over on the opposite side. And then I did it as well up here in the middle underneath. The other thing I did was I had some silicone grease and I coated the springs with that. I tried to pack it down on the prongs that the springs are connected to, and also the L-shaped side of the springs that go into the bridge. It does seem to have quieted it down. Now, I've already gone, I had the strings tuned up and I dive bombed with the tremolo bar, and it was completely out of tune after doing that. So for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to try doing that. Did drill and attach the plate around the single coil pickup pocket cover. Now, it does have 2 additional holes closer in from the mounting holes, and you can use those if you have long enough screws for the height adjustment on the single coil. I did some more polishing to the body other than using a spray-on type of guitar polish. Like I said, I had the Dunlop 65 formula. Car wax I use is Mother's Brazilian Carnuba, and I did apply that and buff it off, and in my opinion, it did bring out more gloss to the finish than was there with just using the Meguiar Scratch X and the guitar polish. Moving on to the setup of the strings. After I got it all strung up, the first thing you want to do is get the setup of the guitar to your liking. You know, you're going to check any bow or bend to the neck. I was pleasantly surprised after getting the strings on and tuning them up. Looking down, I put it up on its side and look straight down this edge of it was perfectly straight. The other thing, after getting it strung up and tuning it, I was very pleased with the action, as it was just without doing anything. So the last thing to do as far as the guitar setup goes was check the intonation. Now, I've done the first 5 strings starting from the low E and going up. I purposely left the E string not checked because the screws down here are going to be what you're going to adjust to correct intonation. And it's pretty simple to do. I got a tuner here, putting it on the headstock let's check that high E string. First of all, you want to make sure the string is in tune. It's a little bit flat, which makes sense. Brand new strings are going to take a while to break in and stretch out. There, the green, means it's in tune. Now you simply want to press down at the 12th fret, press the string down, and check where it's in tune or out of tune, sharp or flat, at the 12th fret, and it's pretty good. It was in tune. Now, to be perfectly honest, now that I know that, and I've already done the first 5, and now I've done the high E string, I only had to make adjustments to 2 of the strings to adjust. They were both sharp, and adjusting with the screwing counterclockwise dropped the tuning of the string at the 12th fret. It's like you do what I just did, bring it in tune, open string is in tune, and then press down at the 12th fret and see if it's sharp or flat. It's in tune at both places, which means its intonation is set up correctly. So, like I said, there were only 2 out of the 6 strings. Turn these screws counterclockwise, and you'll have to start open string, retuning it, pressing down at the 12th fret, and see where you're at. So, it really didn't involve much of anything. The last thing to do is put the covers on for the truss bar, and of course the back, and then plug it in and see if the pickups need adjusting, higher or lower. So, in conclusion, it does come with the Allen wrench for adjusting the truss rod. It comes with the very small Allen wrench for adjusting the height of the saddles. I was very happy with the end result. I think it turned out really well with that emerald green stain on the front of the body. I did the sides with the sage green stain first, but as some of this started to bleed over, I kind of wiped it in, and so this is a combination of the 2, the emerald and the sage. The back is purely the sage, and I really like how it all turned out.